Space, the last frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Omicron. Its 2-year mission to explore cool new worlds, to seek out friendly and deadly life, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Captain's Log, Stardate 2262.4. After evacuating as many of the Destanan as our cargo hold could accommodate, we encountered a very advanced race that was on a mission to assimilate the Destanan's home world. Instead, the gigantic cube ship had an interest in us. We tried to escape at Warp 7, but the ship's technology was far in advance of ours. We had to leave Warp and encounter the thing head-on. Our weapons proved very ineffective against it. 3 of them beamed over and quickly took Captain Speck. We had no time to respond. On the view screen, they seemed to inject something into Captain Speck's neck, and that was the first time I had ever seen fear in a Vulcan's eyes. The screen went blank, and the ship, known as the Borg, left. We're now left to try and figure out a way out of our predicament. Our only hope of gaining an advantage over these Borg is the quick scan that we got out of their ship. Talus said that this will take some time to analyze the data. Until then, we have a ship full of Destana and a brig with some Orion prisoners, and our captain hostage to this Borg.
And you been thinking and brainstorming for the last few hours, and you're still sitting in the middle of deep space at the moment, where the Borg left you.
So, does anyone have any ideas to bring forth? I have considered maybe bringing some of the Destanan up and asking if they know of a habitable planet around. They are a spacefaring race.
Captain, if I may say. Right, Captain, if I may suggest, it would be logical for us to move positions in the event that the Borg could come back. If they know exactly where we are, we would be extremely easy pickings. I might suggest trying to find the Destanan ships that also left the planet in the hopes of forming a convoy with them.
I agree with that. Anyone else have any suggestions?
Well, Captain, it's either run, tail, or hide, or go back and get Captain Speck. I know we don't have much to go on, but you've read their vapor trail. Maybe we can follow them instead. I could send out some better sensors now that I'm back on the bridge. I think whoever's been working my sensor board here has screwed up a few things. A few things are out of alignment, and I know I was off bridge and ill, but maybe we should consider Captain Specs, and rather than just flying out of here.
Oh,
Captain, considering how our previous encounter with the Borg went, I cannot say that I suspect that a subsequent encounter would resolve to our favor.
I'm in agreement.
I-
I do believe that we need to see if we can get something from our scanner records that we have. Maybe you can take a look at those Hawk 2 and see if any information can be deemed from what we had already gotten. Right now, even if we were able to track the Borg down, it would just be a repeat. Our weapons cannot
Okay.
even pierce their shields currently.
But I was listening from sickbay to the comms chatter on the bridge, and it seemed as if you all said that they found our technology and forgot about this poor race here that's fleeing their land.
It is true.
Maybe if we
They
maybe
came
if we
after
put
us because we had technology in advance
right.
of the Destiny.
So, Captain, if you would, maybe if we utilize the resources, as you said, of these home peoples, stay here in this sector, there's no reason for us to be carrying around 500 refugees if they're not no longer interested in these people. We have the heads of state here with us. Let's gather what resources we have here and come up with a strategy rather than just flying and moving further. We know they'll be back here if we're here, and there's no reason for them people to flee if we are the quarry now. We can maybe use some of these primitive technologies of this race here that may be overlooked maybe by the board.
Captain, I would point out the fact that they have our captain, and as such, they may already have what they sought from us. There's no reason to suspect that they might not return to the planet to start up what they had initially set out to do before we distracted them.
I
I agree
agree.
that it
I
is
think
worthwhile that we need to check whether the Stani homeworld is currently being overrun by the Borg or if they've decided to leave them alone.
well, let's set course back to the Destania homeworld. We can take sensor readings from a distance and not approach too closely. Set in a course 4 or 5.
You could actually take sensor readings from here with 2 successes, difficulty 2.
I would like to roll that sensor roll. Um, I'm trying to find my person now. Sorry. Combat encounters actors.
While you're searching for that, tell us, you have served under Captain Speck with me for a while. As I am now acting captain, I would like you to be acting first officer. In case something were to happen to me, you would be in charge.
Yeah, command wasn't what I got into Starfleet for, but given the
I'd,
situation, I don't
I'd
think
rather
we've
have
got
you
much
in engineering.
choice.
I'd much rather have you in engineering, but in case it happens, we need to have that chain of command.
I
And
agree, reluctantly, but I agree.
and as you're just talking there, the doors to the bridge open up, and Ensign Jakov comes in uh, to work at helm at your request.
Ensign, please take your stations. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, sir.
Let's get this ship moving at the very least. If you could just pilot us away from our current position. Any direction doesn't really matter at the moment.
Aye, sir. Impulse engines engaged.
And do you want me to throw that scan for to see if we can track the warp signature of the Borg or track anything in this in this quadrant?
Let's start with scanning the Destin homeworld and see what we have there.
So I clicked reason and science. And then how do I get that to roll, guys? Form task?
Yes.
Perform
Yeah.
task.
Yeah.
Um,
And before you
Is
roll,
you
before you
And
roll,
the
you
ship
you,
also.
you could build your dice pool if you want to add it. You need if you want to add momentum. For 1 extra dice costs 1 momentum. For 2 extra dice, it would be 3 momentum. So
And I
you
think I
build your
have
dice pool first.
Okay. I have my focus is on here for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I said in the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So how do I add? Oh, I just added die. Number of dice in pool right now is 2.
Do you wanna-
Complication range is this.
You have 3
How do
momentum.
I add a momentum die? Oh,
Just
so I'm
just
going to take away a momentum to add a die.
yeah, for 1
so
momentum,
number
it's
of dice in
it's
pool.
1 dice. So you'll gain an
Okay,
extra
so
dice.
I changed that to 3, and I took away the momentum.
1 success. You needed 2 successes to be able to
Well,
scan.
we
It's
do
a
still have
difficulty.
the
The ship.
we still have the roll for the ship.
Oh yeah, the ship.
I suppose I can roll that, which would be what sensors science. Go.
There we go. 2 successes.
So we get there.
Okay, so you're
Thank you.
Octo, you're able to take readings, and actually, and there. It was a big noise of gibberish, but now you're focusing in the sensors, and it's starting to make sense. There's what appears to be lots of that new warp conduit that that you noticed from the Borg before. They seem to a bunch of those bending space near that planet. So it seems like there's many of those Borg vessels appearing out of their warp at that planet. You're counting at least 10 Borg vessels. You're estimating.
Which planet? The ones they were all fleeing from?
Yeah,
Yes.
Destandin's homeworld.
Well, Captain, it looks like we're about to have a hot load delivery. These warp signature windows seem to be opening. We can expect ships, I would think, in any moment. Maybe we should
So
get to the
this is
back
for
side of
the.
this planet.
This is at the Destin homeworld, right? That's what we're talking about. There's no ships
Yeah.
coming towards us. These are ships.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do against the Borg fleet at this point. Though I hate to leave these people, we need to keep at least the ones we have safe.
Captain, have we been able to find the other ship that fled the planet?
Ensign Hawk 2, scan for the other Destin ships and see if we can find any one with long sensors.
Okay. Let me just check something real quick. Can I use another momentum die? Folks?
It's up to you.
Uh,
It's your momentum. You got 2
Yeah,
momentum left.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, somebody take that
Yeah,
momentum
go for
off. I don't see it.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll 3 die again.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay, well,
And we get a ship die as well.
yeah. Roll your ship. Another success. So I'm gonna give you that extra success as a momentum. And the 2 successes for the difficulty is yeah. You do notice that there's scattered the stand-in ships going off in every direction. They don't seem to be organized.
So they don't know of any. talk to a long range scanners. See if you can find a habitable planet that is within our long range sensors.
And I'm just gonna throw the 2 die.
Nice.
I should be able to assist you on this one, if you like.
They should be both. That's 15, so that should be 2 successes, right? Just one
Yes.
success.
2 successes.
Yeah, two successes.
Nice.
I found 2 habitable planets within.
You found one habitable planet that's 4 light years away, and there's this nebula that is 2 light years away.
What is 2 light years away?
A nebula.
A nebula.
Nebula.
Set course for the habitable planet. It may already be inhabited, but they might can take in some refugees if it is.
Captain, one thing to think of, though, in the Higgs boson theory, the nebula is where we could obtain the Higgs boson material, and we should have engineering consider that boson thread for possible tactical future against the Borg.
I
Captain,
think currently
is the
we need
nebula?
to get the people that we have to a safe place. We do not want to engage any Borg with 500 civilians on board. We need to see if we can find a place that they can call their new home.
I'm not
We do
asking
not,
you to
I
explain,
know.
Captain. I'm just giving you ideas for where we can pick up some material. If we do a flyby, possibly we can suck in some Higgs boson material as we make our way to the habitable planet. It is closer.
Captain, if I
Are
may
they
ask,
the same direction?
that was going to be my question.
Are they in the same direction?
A little bit. One's say the planet is around 1 o'clock, and the nebula is around 3 o'clock.
Okay, let's see if we can do some calculations on the way over there to see if we can find anything that could be useful to use against the Borg. Let us do a flyby at the nebula to pick up anything that may be useful, but we need to come up with something that we can use, because right now if we run into the Borg, they will destroy us.
And as you're saying that, Hawk 2, you get a little, you programmed a little alert algorithm into your computer system, and you're getting, it's flashing red.
And the alert is that the Borg are coming? The warp signature?
You're picking up what appears to be a Borg vessel in warp and heading in your direction from the location of the destined planet.
All right, engage warp 5 towards the nebula. Let us not be here when they come looking for us.
Aye, sir. Warp 5.
Okay, you're going to have to prepare reserve power, which is a minor action, so that's no problem. And then you have to take a control plus con there. Jakov?
Yakov.
Assisted by the engines and con.
Very well.
Someone who hasn't rolled yet want to roll for the ship?
How do I roll for the ship?
Under characters, you'll see the ship. You can open it up and roll using that.
So what
Engine and con? One die for the ship's assist. Yep.
So Jakov, what do you do if you're you haven't done this before? Just check off each one that you want to use, and then hit perform task, which is on the right side underneath disciplines. So check your 2 checks. Yeah.
Can I go ahead and spend the momentum here?
Yeah, go ahead and spend one, I'd say.
By the way,
Did you give me that warning because I have the constantly watching talent?
I used 2 threat for that Borg approach.
Is that why you gave me that warning? Yeah, because of that.
Yeah, well, I wanted to tense up the thing so I could use threat to do that. So
Yeah.
I'd like to use my helm operation focus here. Is that okay?
Yep.
okay, the focus just means that 0
Yeah, it's
successes.
low numbers.
Yeah, if you roll under your attribute, then you get an extra success.
Got it.
My talents.
I got
So-
nothing.
Okay, I'll roll for the ship there.
Okay, so yeah, roll for the ship.
And there are ways to get more dice and roll some stuff again.
Yeah, I had an untapped potential I should have used.
Okay. For
Ray, you
this,
gonna roll
is it
for the ship?
computers con, or what are we rolling exactly on the ship's end?
Engines con.
Engines con. Okay.
And it's just the 1 die for the ship, yeah.
And you got it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because if you didn't get it, then you head off to warp.
Nice work, Ensign.
Thank you, sir. It is a bit nerve-wracking with the Borg on our tail.
Yeah, I think we're all a bit. Our nerves are on end after encountering them and the ease at which they were able to penetrate our shields and enter our ship.
Aye, sir. Distance will prove the safest.
Hawk 2, your sensors are reading that the Borg are still keeping the same speed and distance, but still approaching you.
They seem to be just tracking us, not gaining or falling behind. I don't know. Should we speed up? Possibly, sir. We may need more power.
Now let's try going to
I
warp
think-
7.
I think if we actually try and mask our, or at least limit our sensor profile, we might be able to evade them more effectively.
Can you
I
mask
won't-
our plasma emissions?
I can certainly try.
Let's see what you can do. You're not the best for nothing, right?
Well, let's find out. So I'd basically like to attempt to roll to make a trait for our ship to be harder to detect. And so hopefully, if I'm successful, we can then alter course and not have the Borg follow immediately.
Against the Borg? Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 4. Because of the Borg are so advanced, for you to gain advantage on the Borg, you got that scan, right? And I have that as an
Yep.
extended task for you guys. If you on the Borg scan, I got it. I think I got you all. Yeah, you could all see that in the character sheets. You should be able to see it.
We do.
And you can work on that at your leisure. And the more you get on that, the easier your rolls are going to be against the Borg. At first, they're very advanced, And so if you want to try that, if you succeed, I'm going to actually give you progress on the track.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like the way to go then.
Well, yeah, they're not gated on us, so we might have a little time to run that extended task a bit. You know what I'm saying? And then run
All
the
right.
change.
Okay, so we'll make this. Say you're looking at the Borg data, the scan data. You're quickly going over it, and so you're going to make a scan with what you roll. So the progress track is 12. The difficulty is 4, and the resistance is what ship's system you're using. So you're going to be using what the set. What are you going to be using to try to do this?
I suppose.
Oh, it's the department. What department are you going to use? So you're going to be using probably science.
Yeah, science probably makes the most sense from
I
the
got
ship.
board science.
It'd be the ship's science for that though, for the resistance. So it'd be 3. Right.
But that would be your impact. So I'm going to change the resistance down to 1. Okay.
Okay.
So everybody understands whatever your department is. So you're using science. So 3 is what your impact is, and that's how many successes you're going to get on this 12 track, right? Minus the resistance, which is 1. So you'll get 2.
Yeah.
So difficulty 4, perform your roll. You can gain threat to gain more dice. You know, momentum.
Yeah.
I think we've given Omega enough threat.
I want some more threat.
I mean,
I started to like this threat.
Broadly speaking, I agree with that idea. However, I'm actually slightly more useful if I use threat, particularly when it comes to engineering roles for myself.
It makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I think in this kind of circumstance, we kind of have to really have a chance here. So just a question of whether if it's difficulty 4.
So if it's difficulty 4, that means you have to roll a 4 or under, right?
No.
So difficulty 4 means I have to get 4 successes. So
Nice.
I mean, I need dice. It's just a question of whether I want to get 1 or 2 extras, and I think it's a little early to try and invoke a value. Yeah, what the we're gonna literally roll the dice. So I'm gonna oh boy, use 3 threat to get 2 extra dice.
And also, when you got a determination, or you used it last session.
I mean, I do. I got it back, but I do. But I think I think using the determination is going to be more useful somewhere down the track. I have a nasty feeling. All right, so yeah, so 4 dice with 3 threat. Okay, so
3 successes and a
Now,
complication, but now
hold
you
on,
still got your
hold-
ship.
Hold on. Because I have the talent bold engineering, I can re-roll 1 of those dice because I spent threat. So I will re-roll the 20. to... Surely it can't be any worse.
Yeah, this
Okay. There. So, 4 successes. Uh,
So you
and
would gain 2 on this chart here for completing the scan. Okay.
and because I have the species ability intense from being Andorian, we get a bonus momentum because I succeeded at a task where I added to threat. So
Okay.
And don't you get a momentum for that bold you used as well?
no, so the bold means I get to re-roll because I spent threat. So that got rid of the complication and turned it into a success.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So,
And-
so see, guys, I wasn't completely crazy for using threat.
And you got a complication, and the complication is that the Borg.
No.
No, we got rid of the complication because he
we got rid of the
re-rolled.
complication.
Okay.
I was able to re-roll it. So yeah.
Okay.
What were you going to do?
Yeah.
Speed up that board ship, weren't you?
I was just going to put it into view. I wasn't going to speed it up, but since you got successes, you were trying to make your ship harder to read by the Borg. I'm going to make the Borg need 2 successes to be able to locate your ship. Okay.
Okay.
Difficulty 2. Okay, so yeah, so the Borg is still on your trail, but you believe at the moment that you're a little bit more difficult to pick up, and you're approaching that nebula, and that nebula will add to the difficulty for the Borg to discover you if you go into the nebula.
Captain,
Can I scan the nebula to see if we can find any trace of nefarious fiends in our path or anything?
All right, as we're approaching, go ahead and do a scan. Callus, what were you saying?
I was saying that if we can time our efforts to alter course in the nebula, with a little bit of time, we might be able to use it in combination with our efforts of going through the details of the Borg scan to at least temporarily avoid their senses.
I agree. Once we make the scans we need and we get into the nebula, we need to sharply turn and head to our secondary target.
I'm not going to add any momentum to this because I think we should save that momentum for when we try and grab some nebula gases or something. So I'm just going to roll my reason science for my scan. And here it comes.
What are you scanning for exactly?
Well, it failed anyway, so it
Complication.
doesn't matter. But I was scanning for the components of the nebula to see if we could isolate particles for capture that we saw may seem beneficial. Can I roll one or somebody roll one for the ship?
Sure. What's the
AJ, maybe? Or
what's the
Jacobo?
ship? What does it need to roll here? Is it going to be sensors science?
Yeah.
Yeah, sensor science.
Got it.
Can't find the ship.
It's under the characters, where the characters are at.
There, but just open the folder. There's nothing there.
The nebula is very dense, even for your sensors to penetrate. And it's approaching. Jakov, you see it coming. The distance is closing. You should be there within 20 seconds.
20 seconds and closing, Commander. We are approaching.
All right, be prepared to turn towards our secondary target. Instant Hawk 2, anything, any readings that any of this can be helpful for us?
Well,
find
my
anything?
my sensor scans were inconclusive, sir, but I really think we should, evacuate some of those unused ballast tanks and tuck in some nebula ballast to see if we can get a closer examination. From my understanding of astrophysics and tactical astrophysics, I believe there's something that we found here in the Higgs boson and Higgs field theory. But I think if we grab it through as we make that turn, we could eject our ballast and suck in some nebula ballast. I found no damaging or corrosive materials in there that I would suspect would cause damage, but I don't have 100% probability of that, sir. There is risk.
All right. Talus, do you think that's possible to do at this speed?
Well, we'll
Or
need
would
to
we
drop
have
out of
to
warp.
drop out of warp? I'm
We'd
not
have, we'd have to
had
drop
this
out of warp
up
to.
before.
Well, if we go at warp through the nebula, we won't have to worry about the Borg. We'll do plenty of damage to our ship ourselves.
Drop out of warp as we come into the nebula. Maybe the Borg will lose us. That should give us enough interference that they will not be able to find us.
Find our next
Captain.
trajectory.
And let's see if we can. Do
Got some gas.
Ensign Hawk 2's plan of getting some gases that we may be able to analyze.
So you want to come out of warp, like just at the edge inside the nebula?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna need to roll for that. Control con, engines con. For the helm.
Is that two separate rolls, or I choose?
No, the engine's con
Oh,
is
for the ship.
It's the ship.
I see.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Who's
Yeah,
got
I'm
the shield?
definitely gonna want a momentum on this.
Why you roll for your ship? You haven't been rolling.
Who, me?
Sounds good.
What are you now?
Who?
That's my dad used to say, who me? Who are you now?
All right, I'll roll for the ship.
There's one.
And Tarek, just in the background, you're getting a little alert beep on your display there, your security display.
Who's getting the security beep?
Okay, I'll get you in a second there,
Two
Tarek.
successes.
Okay, so you come out of warp.
All right, tell us. See if we can collect that gas that Hawk 2 is talking about.
What the two successes get? It's just coming out of warp.
Yeah, we did it at the right place instead of exploding inside the nebula.
Right, they wanted to go right in the edge of the nebula, and so the Borg doesn't see them
Alright,
stop outside the nebula. So the Borg probably thinking they're warping right through it.
Yeah, I got you.
And Tarek, you're getting a notification that that somebody has broken out of the brig.
Captain, I believe someone has broken out of the brig. I need to go attend to this. May I borrow a security officer or two?
Yes. Gonna make sure they're secured. We don't have time for those Orions right now to be running amok on the ship.
I'm on it, Captain. And
That's 2 threat I
Tarek
used for that.
What was that?
Omega used 2 threat to get the Borg out of their cells.
The Orion.
Okay, so what should I roll to go try? Well, I'm going to head towards the brig. And go ahead.
Can I stop you for a sec? Omega, I have incisive scrutiny, so you're going to have to spend 2 more threat to keep going with that track.
What do you mean?
Well, incisive scrutiny says, at the start of an action scene, the game master must spend an additional 2 threat to have an NPC uh, take the first turn. So that would be taking the turn of breaking out of jail, right?
No, that would be like in
Immediately.
combat.
Okay.
In any kind of
Okay.
combat,
That'd be a combat action.
usually the player goes first, but I could spend threat to make the NPC go first.
See, I read the rules, Jans. I'm trying to make them work.
Yeah. Well,
I
whatever
just don't
we can
understand these
do.
fucking rules, is what it is.
They're pretty complex, honestly.
Yeah. Freaking German translated into fucking Yiddish and then back into fucking English.
Okay, Tarek, you get down to the brig and you see the security officer. He seems to be like in love, staring in the air, just like
Yeah.
he's got some greenish black lipstick on his cheek.
Eric rolls his eyes at the sight of this, takes a deep breath, and makes a mental note to. Actually, no, he verbally mutters, "We're going to need to install better ventilation in the cells, it seems." And approaches the security officer. What will be the appropriate rank for the security officer in question?
The security officer is an ensign.
Yep. Ensign, what happened?
What happened? What do you mean, what happened?
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
you have lipstick on your face, and the prisoners have escaped.
I'm sorry, boss. He starts gathering his senses. I'm sorry, sir. My fault. That female Orion, she kind of tricked me. Please forgive me. It won't happen again.
I had a feeling. He glances around. Is there anybody else in the brig right now? Is there anybody else in the brig right now? I believe the owl broke loose, and I don't think we have anybody else in there.
No, it looks like she's gone.
All right.
She's from the
Did
first
you?
episode, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's
Okay.
3 of them with her.
Yeah. Did you see which way they went?
I'm sorry, sir. No, I did not.
Out of character, do we have any sort of security camera feeds from throughout the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah, the computer should be able to tell you where they're at.
All right. Computer, where are the Orions?
Have they got a talking computer in the old Star Trek? I can't remember.
Yes.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Box, yeah. Even in the first one, yeah.
Okay. Four Orions located. They are in the science department.
Phasers to stun. Let's go. And they are off to the science department.
You have your security detail with you, right?
Yes. Yeah, he pulled the security detail together before going down to the brig because, for all he knew, he was walking into a hostage situation or something like that.
I just want you to make sure you said that to Omega.
Yeah, not by yourself like last time. How many you got with you?
Right.
How many you taking with you?
Normally himself and 3 others is what would be.
Yeah, and so it'll probably be 4 others because the security officer from the brig will be coming with as well. I think he gets dragged along because, well, he's not guarding anybody right now.
Okay, so you're off to there. Now we're back on the bridge.
All right, Lieutenant Commander, do you think we can pull some of this nebula gas and see if it can help us out with Ensign Hawk 2's theories?
Yeah, we should be able to draw in some of the materials through the ram scoops on the nacelles, and they should be able to filter out any of the more likely nasty stuff if there is anything hiding in there. It's essentially what they're designed for.
All right, let's see if we can do that. I assume there's some roles necessary here for this.
But, engineering or science?
Yeah, what do you think?
Engineering,
Science, I would think.
Whatever you want.
Who wants to roll it? I mean, we got an engineer with 4. I got science with 4. I think it's more of an engineering task because he just understood that he got to run it through the filters.
And he's going to have to do the collection. You may be able to do the analysis later.
Yeah, I'll do the analysis. Yeah.
All right, Talus, let's see what we can do.
What's
Yes,
going to
sir.
be the difficulty on this?
1. And what exactly you're trying to do exactly?
Trying to pull in the gaseous matter, physics, physical matter, any matter that's making up that energy that's making up that nebula, in hopes to capturing a Higgs boson.
Okay. Difficulty 2.
God's particle.
Yeah, you're trying to capture a Higgs boson.
God
So
particle.
No, a Higgs boson, I believe, is essentially called the God particle.
It's the
So-
God particle, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
I'm
we're
not
trying
sure
to
if they've
catch
actually discovered those in this time frame yet.
It's possible. With CERN, they proved that the theory's possible.
All right. I'm familiar with the theory. I'm not sure if they have them yet, even in this time period.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think they have a 2300 to figure it out yet?
I don't think so.
Essentially, what it will do is it'll accelerate matter creation, I believe.
So, but let's go ahead and try it.
okay, difficulty
Yep.
2.
Okay. I feel like I know what the answer to this question would be, but does my focus on warp engines apply to this because I'm using a system as part of the warp nacelles to do this? Or is that too much of a stretch?
Makes sense to me.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. It clearly it doesn't hurt to ask.
All right, you just gotta make it make
alright.
sense, though, Megan. He's easy.
Okay.
Why you got these
Doesn't
cool
make it.
things?
Okay. Yeah, so you isolate a Higgs boson.
All right. I believe we have captured your particle engine, Hawk 2. Let's start doing some analysis on that, and I think we need to get out of here. Let's exit on the other side and head away from here, hopefully losing the Borg.
What trajectory, sir?
The Borg are
Towards the
really close,
habitable
approaching the
planet.
nebula. They're about 1 light year away from the nebula, right behind you.
Yeah, we're keeping the nebula between us and them. Hopefully that'll shield us.
To go
Do
through
you
this
think if we
nebula,
waited until the exact moment they entered the nebula and then, engaged our warp just outside the nebula, on the far side of the nebula,
Yep,
it would.
that's the idea. If they go into
Yeah.
the nebula, their sensors will. Well, it should screw with their sensors at the very least, if not make them somewhat blind.
And maybe our engineer has worked further on deciphering that code on that ancillary project while we were here doing this other stuff.
Now this is you missed this in last session, Adbard. part of this game is tasks, extended tasks, right? And this going through the nebula is an extended task. And so you got to get to 12 to get outside the nebula. Each block, like it says 6 and 9, there's a break. You hit there, things change. You don't know what's going to happen, but things will change once you hit those spots. These numbers can change. So
Gotcha. So we got another extended task. I got you.
Do you have
Yeah,
the
so-
extended task up for us? Okay.
Yep.
you see it, right? Nebula, yeah.
Right.
And so this is basically just us navigating our way through the nebula successfully or not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and if
Oh,
you
I mean,
you know
like,
complications,
that's what
every time
pilots
there's
do.
complications, it's I'm going to add dangers to this nebula, right? So you want to try and roll. So the helm's going to be rolling this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I would think so. So Jakku, let's Jakov. I don't know your name.
That's
Let's
all
go.
right, sir. Ensign Yakov. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Okay. You've done admirably well. Let's see if we can make our way out of this.
Thank you, sir. Taking us through the nebula now. Okay. The ensign at the helm. He wants to try and use his insight here to perceive the threats in the nebula and almost use his intuition to avoid them if possible. Would that be feasible?
Is that a talent?
Sure.
I like it.
What are you using? You're using for the ship engines and engineering. Okay.
Yeah.
But
let me pull that up.
it's a resistance too, so you got to get some kind of 3 there going.
Yeah. My character has a bit of a science background. Is it possible to maybe recalibrate some of our science, our engines here, in order to move through the field a little bit smoother? Because I know a nebula is not going to work like the normal vacuum. It's going to have its own kind of resistance, like you were mentioning.
Well, I don't know. This is actually from the book. This nebula. I didn't make this one up. So
Okay.
I don't know why it's resistance 2. I might, because all the
I think
departments.
he's just trying to use science as his discipline.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to work the science angle on the ship, if possible.
Okay.
But I could also go engines engineering. Is that what we were looking at with the ship?
Why? So you're good at
So-
science
so-
as a helmsman? Is that what you're saying? You're better at science.
Yeah, a little bit, rather than the engineering.
Well, the piloting is generally a con role, rather than the engineering. So that'd.
I was asking for the
Hopefully you've got a
ship's
good
roll.
con score.
Yeah, I was asking for the ship's roll, but I'll go ahead and make my ensign's roll here.
I got you. So your con is your
it's
best
difficulty
score, right?
3.
Jacob?
So, and you do have
Yikes.
a determination if you want to use it. That means you automatically get 2 successes on 1 dice. You only get 1.
Well, what do you think, guys? I mean, is that per player or is that a group resource?
Per player,
The
once per
determination is
mission.
per player.
Got it.
So do you have a value that would apply to this situation that would allow you to use your determination?
Yeah, I think I have 2 that could apply here. Either the team is the heart of the mission. I wouldn't want to let the captain down, especially right now with all that's going on. And also, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. My character is very eager to do this exact kind of thing, to be at the helm and to explore a nebula firsthand.
Okay, so let me see your character here. Back off. There you go. You got a higher department, so you could use when you're judging the impact. It's impact minus resistance is how many ticks you get off this meter. So you could use either your discipline or the ship's. So it's up to you.
I see.
So pick one that's higher, right? So
Yeah, it's gonna be my stat. So,
your con's 3.
right.
Yeah, so that would probably be better.
Okay, I'll go for the insight con.
You-
You have the determination, so I will use it.
Okay.
So when you rolling that, you count that as a third die, but tick the box saying using determination.
Okay,
And
so tell it 3 dice in the pool, but also tell it that I'm using the determination.
yeah.
Got
And
it.
the other one was I would assume that you have a focus that applies,
Yeah, I would think.
navigation or helm operations or something like that.
I think helm operations will cover me here.
Yeah.
What does the focus give you?
So
Another die or?
Another
it
success.
it means that if you roll your discipline number or less, then you get 2 successes instead of only happening if you roll a 1. So it means you're more likely to crit and more likely to get an extra success, but you don't roll any extra die.
Yeah, that's a focus. Okay.
Yeah.
And
All right, so here it
determination is
is.
through a value use. I got you.
So using a focus.
Yep.
Brutal.
So that was, you still got the ship.
All right, I'm going to be asking about rerolls here in a second. Engines, engineering on the ship, is that it?
Okay.
Engine con.
Hold that one.
Okay, got it. The 1 dice.
Nice.
Your success. Okay, you got it all, but with a complication. Okay,
Okay,
so
is there any way to reroll those?
no.
Or would that be a
You have
perk
any
only?
talents that you can re-roll?
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
you got. Yeah.
Okay, so the complication is that you hear something hits your shields. You detect it as an asteroid of some sort. So your shields are, what's your shields at now? 14? It should be stronger than that.
It should have regenerated by now. That was from the fight previously.
Okay, so your shields go down by 2. And I'm going to give you one bonus impact. Okay, so your impact is your whatever discipline you're using, which is your con, so it's 3. Plus 1's 4. Take away the resistance 2, so you get 2 ticks off this box. And you notice that there's heavy. This nebula has planetesimals common throughout this thing. You have to be very careful as you fly through it.
Captain, shields have been struck.
Any damage?
Aye, sir. Shields are at 12.
But holding. All right, let's keep a lookout with those sensors. Hawk 2.
I
Let's
am,
see if we
sir.
give me a little better eyes. I know I'm asking a lot inside of a nebula.
Here it comes, sir. I don't know what we're really looking for, but I'll see if we can maybe help with the directional path. Um, look for more asteroid paths, and here it comes, sir. That's one success, sir.
And you want to roll for the ship, or
You could do another
Shoot me
roll.
the
You
ship.
could do another roll now, but I'm going to give more impact off this roll for the helmsman.
Quick question about my previous roll. Since I used determination, does that get me anything further, or was that already factored in?
It should have been factored
Yeah, so
in by the
that
game.
gave you, yeah, it was. So that gives you 1 extra die that you're rolling. You're not actually rolling it, but it counts as one extra die that you roll that is
It's an
already
auto
rolled
crit.
a 1. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for explaining that. I got it now.
So you may roll sensor science for the ship for Hawk 2's scan.
Oh yeah, roll that. You can get some more momentum. Tarek, roll it. You haven't rolled yet. Okay, we gotta get you involved in it. So you got
I got 2 successes.
So that's going to
Well,
give
you
you
said-
2 extra momentum.
Well, Omega, you did send me off on a side quest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tarek's
I'll
running
get
around chasing Orions around the ship.
He's getting lucky.
Yeah, I see us up here in this tent situation. Then I hear this Benny Hill music where he's chasing Orions around the.
I can totally see that playing out. Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Computer, shut that music off.
so before we do that, do
Compute-
another roll there. And this is going to, like, you do a time. Each one of these is like an hour, we're going to say. Each time you try this, it's 2 hours, actually.
Sorry, is this me rolling now?
The helmsman.
Oh,
Yakov.
okay, sorry, missed that.
Got it. Taking her through the nebula, sir.
From Hawk 2 scan, you get a bonus impact. So your impact will be 5.
Okay. And can I spend a momentum here? All right, I already took it, but is that good with the group?
Yeah, that's fine. We just
Okay.
gained 2.
It really cares, dude.
It's Starfleet. It's a formality.
Right. I'm sorry.
Oh,
was
come
that
on.
Oh.
Oh,
This is
it's
brutal.
So you need one more success, eh? But you didn't get it.
Still the ship, right?
Dang.
But
Oh, yeah, that's true.
you hear. I'm going to do 1d4 damage to your shield. 2 off your shields. And so you didn't really navigate. You kind of tried to get around this asteroid, moving to the left, and you kind of hit the side of it with your shield, so you didn't gain any distance. And
Am I able to get the ship assist on this?
oh yeah, shit, I forgot you didn't do the ship yet.
Okay. Give it a go. Yep, there it is.
Oh, another complication.
We're keeping it rolling.
You know you know what you got to roll, right? You got to roll under your 2 numbers added together. So you got to roll under that or
Oh, I
equal.
can't change the way it rolled out, man.
Yeah. So that's another
Just
complication. So
I remember
make
what they
sure
told me in the academy. It's just not happening.
just have a talk with the dice roller. Remind it 1's good,
Ooh.
20's bad.
another 3 shields coming off. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. What
Yeah,
do we need
this
to
is
do
a
to
different-
regenerate the shields? Isn't that
Hey.
something that engineering can do to
Well,
regenerate the shields?
It is, yeah. Just bring that up.
I mean, I think we might want to wait for at least another hit. But
well, and it's going to kind of tense because right now, Hawk 2 detects the Borg vessel right outside the nebula.
okay,
So
it can't particularly tell. It doesn't seem to be able to tell where we're at, right? It just knows it thinks we're in.
yeah. So, as you guys are contemplating this, we're going to the science department. So that Tara can play for a moment.
Yeah. Okay. Tarek and his team will approach the doors to the science department. I want to go ahead and ask, how many entrances are there? Is it just the one, or are there several?
Just the one.
Okay. In that case, Tarek is going to have so the guys one on each side of the door, and he's going to tap on his comm badge to talk into the science department.
Okay.
We have this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep.
You had 3 guys with you, right? 1, 2, 3.
Four guys. It would have been a normal detail of 3, but I also pulled the guy from the break, so I have 4 guys with me. Standard detail of 3 of me plus 3. Add 1.
Okay.
So he can in fact have 2 guys forming on each side of the door while he communicates. We have attention Orions. We have the science. Actually, no. Computer, please confirm Orion's still in the science department.
Orions are still in the science department. One is accessing the computer.
Computer, deny access to the computers to the science department.
Access denied.
Out of character, as stupid as this sounds, was the computer confirming that I had cut off computer access in the science department, or was the computer telling me that my access was denied to denying them that?
The computer was confirming that she cut off access to the Orions hacking the computers. Yes.
I presume, but I didn't want to assume, having been in just enough tabletop games. All right. Attention Orions in the science department. You are surrounded. Please come out and let. Yeah, communicating.
From the intercom?
Actually, yeah, on the intercom.
Okay.
Come out and we can discuss this. There need be no further violence. But it is not logical for you to continue a disruptive campaign when we are nowhere near any of your allies. And I just saw about 10 dice land on here. What just happened?
I didn't see it. But I'm going to she walks out into the hallway. And she goes, I'm unarmed, don't worry.
All right. And Tarek waves for the other crew members. Step back, give her space, don't let her get close.
Well, she starts walking up to you and she's like, how you doing? Tarek? Is that Tarek?
It is.
How are you afraid of a nice, beautiful Orion woman?
Tarek rolls his eyes. Tarek rolls his eyes. Given our circumstances, we do not need any further trouble on this ship. What are your objectives at this time?
You are keeping us prisoner, and I don't like to be prisoner. We could, either take us home or get us off the ship or something. We don't want to be in here anymore.
As much as I would like to return you to home, we are on the other side of the galaxy at this time. That will be difficult.
Yeah. Other side of the galaxy. Well, just take me to the nearest outpost or starbase.
There are no Starfleet bases or outposts here. There are no Orions here. There are, however, serious threats. You may have noticed that the ship shook violently in the last few hours. We came under attack from a previously unknown enemy.
Well, if what you're saying is true, How far away are we from home?
Out of character, did we get any sort of estimate at the time?
225 years at warp 6.
Okay. We are approximately 225 years from the Federation at warp 6.
Really? That means we gotta build a home out here. And we're all in this together, aren't we? You're gonna need us. You're gonna need people. So we could join your crew, right? And she grabs your arm and starts rubbing it.
Tarek looks thoroughly unamused. I do not believe that we are compatible in the manner of which you speak.
Oh,
However, I would be prepared to have discussions about your constructive participation in the crew of in crewing this ship, given our circumstances.
she starts winking at you, and she like starts waving around you, and then she's gonna try and seduce you, and she's gonna roll.
I know it. And I've got Kolinar to throw against it.
Well, yeah, she's gonna roll the difficulty that you gotta beat, and she's gonna roll control plus. What would that be? A medicine? I don't know. Control plus command. Yeah, control and command. She's got that command
sounds good.
control look. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got a focus of deception. So
I say this without knowing the stats. Would it be presence command from her?
maybe, yeah, they're both the same.
Presence,
So
I think.
both
I
the
mean,
same.
I
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Presence.
Well,
Yeah,
would-
I guess that
I-
makes sense. Yeah.
I was a little worried I'd made it worse for us, but the ethics of a Starfleet officer meant I had to play it properly.
Yes. Omega,
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Chat said
Do it.
she's a stunner, so stunner. So, well, first I'm gonna roll my seduce.
Yep.
This is the first time I actually rolled Jesus using focus. One success. I should use threat to boost it up a bit, but it's okay. She got one success on you, so you got to try and resist this.
So I have the Vulcan mental discipline species ability. Let me see where that is. I believe I can, and please tell me which order you want to handle this in. I believe that I can use one stress to just blank this out.
Blank what else?
Should
Just
I roll
ignore it?
Yeah.
Just ignore the whole situation with one stress?
Yeah, because he has Vulcan mental discipline says you can use 2 stress, but he took Kolinar, so he has Kolinar, so that says he can do it with 1 stress.
And what can you actually negate? What is it specific on what it can do?
I can dispassionately observe and dissect emotional responses and render them powerless.
Oh yeah? There's no way to
So
crack a
basically-
Vulcan? There's no way? I guess.
Remember that this was actually a was it wasn't Tuvok, it was the one in Enterprise. I'm having a name blank.
Tuvok or
T'Pol.
L'Pol, yeah.
T'Pol was unaffected by the 3 Orion sisters.
Yeah, but are you experiencing the Ponpar or whatever? The Ponpar?
That's what I'm saying, but I sent you a copy of it. Basically, I can eat a stress to ignore this. Should I roll first and invoke that afterwards? Is what I would like to ask.
Well, if
Uh,
you could automatically ignore it, but there might be a complication, right? I don't know. Does it say you have to
um,
roll, or you just
it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything about rolling.
okay? Then ignore it. Then you don't have to roll.
Yep,
So role play it out then.
I've already been doing that. You may have noticed the extremely stoic and complete lack of emotional response to the obvious flirting.
Yeah, you get laid.
You
Yeah,
Vulcans, I'll
The
get you one of
Vulcan.
these times, and maybe in your 7 year Pompar thing, I'll come around.
Yeah, how
um,
much threat is it to start a pond
It's
fire, huh?
now that actually gets him to raise an eyebrow because at this time Ponfar is very much not known outside the Vulcans. And by the way, I'm going to roll with this. How are you aware of that?
you don't think our Orion women know about all the men in this quadrant?
He quirks his Spock eyebrow and says, "We may indeed have further reason to have a discussion." As I was saying, I would be more than willing to discuss how you can contribute to the crewing of this ship going forward. I
Yes,
would be happy to have that conversation one on one
one on
without.
one.
And he there is a brief twinge of I didn't mean it that way, and he just rolls eyes. Yes, unless of course you would be happy to have the others present in a well ventilated meeting room.
So you're gonna let us be prisoner in a bigger room then? Is that what you're saying?
I have said I'm prepared to engage you in how you can help crew the ship. If you're crewing the ship, you will not be prisoners. Although your duties would, of course, mean you would not be free to leave at will. I'm sure you would understand if one of your three colleagues decided to excuse themselves from their duties.
So I guess you have to think about what duties we can have, right?
That would be part of the conversation. What skills can you bring?
Well, I'm good at cracking codes. I'm good at getting in places, and getting out of places. I'm a good mechanic.
Carrot nuts. And your colleagues?
My colleagues are good for nothing. They basically just do what I tell them.
Given our circumstances, we may need to try and train them in some basic tasks, but it sounds like you have talents to offer the crew under the ship under the circumstances.
Well, I would guess they would be best as security.
That she might detect the faintest hint of amusement at the suggestion. Um, we will see about that. Anyhow,
So what do we do for the time being?
I will arrange quarters for you, more comfortable than those which you have been in until now. And you, the captain, and I should probably meet. He rolls his eyes again in a well-ventilated meeting room. But I believe we may have grounds to move forward with this.
Very well.
You have my word that I will bring this to him in good faith.
And you have my word that we will be good crew on your ship.
Tarek nods and gestures for the security detail to follow him, and he taps. I guess he'll go to his comm badge since he's not using the intercom. Captain, when we have some time, I have a proposal to bring to you.
All right, have you taken care of that Orion situation? Are they back in their cell?
They are under supervision. I would like to discuss the matter further with you.
I have to ask, have you been compromised? Has the female gotten to you?
I am confident that I have not. I underwent Polanar, and I am not nearly as susceptible to emotions.
If
They
they
will
don't
be
want to
held.
stay in the cells, then take them down to the cargo hold where the others are at, and let them mingle with them until we find a better place for them.
Captain, I believe that would be manifestly unwise. May I suggest a cabin? I will offer my own if necessary, with the crew supervising them kept out of the same ventilation.
I still do not trust these. We can either put them back in the brig or we can confine them in the hold. Right now, we do not have cabins to spare. And I don't think the 4 of them would fit in your individual crew quarters.
In the hold it is. And they'll
Do
be,
you have suggestions? Do you have suggestions for uses for them?
well, one of them has claimed that the female has claimed that she may be of assistance with coding and so forth. Maybe she might be of assistance with the analyzing the scan. It would certainly be a reasonable test of her abilities and willingness to actually cooperate with us.
All right. I think if you put them in the hole and tell them that right now their job is to intermingle with this populace and find out any information they can from them. If they prove themselves useful in this, maybe they may have a place elsewhere.
Understood, Captain. I shall do so. And with that, Tarek and the security detail will escort the Orions down to the hold where the whole mess of refugees is. And Tarek will say, the captain has asked me to ask you to find out any useful information you can from our guests. As he gestures to the mess of refugees. I trust your abilities will come in good use here.
Information, yes. I'm very good at that too. It'll be no problem.
Understood. I have other duties that I must attend to. I will meet up with you at the next mealtime.
Very well. And I guess you escort her to the cargo hold and lock him in there with all the other desks standing. Okay.
Yep.
And go back to the
bridge. Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
He basically he's leaving her there with essentially a request, quotes around that, to get any information out of the stand that they can. Because that's what the captain asked him to do.
Okay. We're back on the bridge.
All right, I would like to make. I'd like to ask the computer to please keep an eye on the Orions which are in the hold, and if any violence breaks out, let me know immediately.
And by the way, has my camera frozen?
Yeah.
Now it's gone away.
If you cannot turn it off, though, but you could probably figure a way next time that it won't happen. Maybe just your Google Meet setting to low quality, and that'll be better.
Yes, let me see if I can
without exiting Google
Um,
Meets. That'd be great if you could do that.
Yeah, let me try rebooting that and
While you're doing that, the Borg,
Yep.
the Borg are taking a scan of your ship, and they're, since you got that special, the difficulty is 1, but you gave it an extra difficulty for your Borg technology, so it's 2, and then you're in the nebula, which raises the difficulty to 4, another 2, so it's a difficulty 4. So I'm gonna perform the task. I'm gonna get. I think I get 4 from a. Well, I'm gonna have to use threat, so I'm gonna use 3 to get another 2 dice. And here we go.
One success.
1 success. Oh, but I get the, that was the ship, so I get the Borg to do it too, right? Which ain't gonna make a difference. There we go. Three successes, so they don't scan you. And they are entering the nebula. And now you lost sensor readings with that ship from the time being. And judging by the pace of the ship headed in your direction, that's where we bring this extended task into play. 9 times 2. We're going to say they reduced their speed and they would hit you in about 10 hours, to make it simple.
If they found us, I mean, they don't even have any idea where we're at the moment.
Exactly. But the last you seen them, they're headed right at you on a course that would hit you in 10 hours.
Okay, well, let's just make a sharp turn to the left and go parallel to, I mean, perpendicular to the way we were running before.
Are you still going to try and
And I
gain ground through the nebula? Like going to like a diagonal or something? Okay.
Yeah.
Get the helm to roll.
So I guess that would be one of our rolls against the nebula to do that.
Hawk 2 can do
Hi,
a
Captain.
sensor roll to try to increase the impact. It's up to you, Hawk 2.
Sure. I'll roll in. We lost, what's his face on the screen?
Yeah, his camera's not working.
Would it be possible to assist Hawk 2 on the science check, or am I occupied completely doing my helm?
I'm going to spend 1 momentum to increase my dice pool. And here comes the roll.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. That we've moved around now on the screen.
So,
Okay, so
2 successes, sir.
so you gain he gets +1 impact and you gain a momentum.
All right. Nice.
What's impact?
It gives you how much ticks you get off this nebula meter. Your
Oh,
total
right.
impact minus the resistance.
Right.
Yeah, I'll use that momentum and try to take us through this nebula here.
Okay, and I can roll for the ship.
2 success is not enough.
Did you use all your focuses and all there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used a
Okay.
momentum. I had my focus up and at him, and yeah, those are my good stats.
Yeah, those rolls won't be helped by a focus, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we just break even.
That's pretty hard. Difficulty 3. This is in the book
Yeah,
too,
that's
right? And it says too when you hit the first break point at 6, to raise the difficulty to 4 as the nebula gets thick in the center. You can't even do difficulty 3. Wow. Okay, so
I'd like to roll to try and get at least some of our shields back, because I think we got down to about 50% before.
yeah.
yeah.
Let's see if we can regenerate the shield.
And
So
yeah, but
Can I work on the board scan while they're doing that?
you guys could give me
Yes.
threat to get your successes, you know what I mean, like for that scan roll, which is really important. And if you roll a 1, you get 2 successes too, right?
I'm learning Omega's negotiating tactics here.
So are we waiting on Helm to make the maneuver again? Is that the
I think
plan?
we're
We just
going
lose
to.
2 hours?
Okay, let's.
Yep.
I believe he's going to try to regenerate the shields first.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, good call.
So if someone wants to be ready to roll structure engineering for the ship,
Yeah, I can do that.
so I got the 2 successes. So hopefully we can get an extra 1 from the ship for the momentum.
3 successes. So you get 2
3
momentum,
successes.
2 momentum, and 1d4 shields up.
So the where do I add it here? The regenerate shields ability or action. It where is it? If successful, the ship regains shields equal to my engineering department,
Okay.
plus 2 more by spending 1 momentum. So, if I spend a momentum, that'll get us back up to full shields.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Go ahead and spend 1.
All right. Good. That's all right, guys. Perfect. I didn't want to look up the roll, so I just do the d4.
Can I work on the
Yeah.
Can I work on the board
Yeah,
scan
yeah,
while
yeah. Do a
that's
board.
going on? What do I roll for that?
Do whatever you think. Science,
Okay.
computers, probably computers.
Okay.
Use the ships too.
Okay. So I'm going to use science and is my discipline and reason. 'Cause I'm using, reason to figure out their thing. I'm going to try and use my determination as well. Uh, so you'll tell me what that is, but what I'm doing is space wants you dead is one of my values. And I'm really feeling that's the whole thing the board won. So what do I get? 2 more dice for that determination?
No, the determination. Yeah, you go ahead and explain it to him. Sure.
Yeah, so using the determination would mean that technically you get 1 extra die, but it automatically rolls a 1. So that
Okay.
would give you a guaranteed 2 successes plus whatever dice you actually roll. So you can
So don't even
still
roll that 3rd die.
There's a way to do it in Foundry, but you get 2 successes from that bonus die, and you can still spend momentum or threat to get additional to roll more than just the 2.
And can I also use
you want to.
a jury rigging focus? Because I figure what I'm doing is I'm trying to jury rig my understanding of our sciences versus
No,
their
no,
sciences
I'll give
and
it to
figure
you.
out.
No.
Huh?
Jury rigging,
No,
I
no.
would say something more mechanical. This is a programming computer thing.
All right, I don't really have anything like that. I have Starfleet programming. There you go.
For focus?
Starfleet programming. I have that from my path. So is that a dedicated focus or a regular focus?
You can make it a focus, sure. So add your
Yeah,
focus.
Starfleet program, but is it dedicated or regular? Do you know what a
Dedicated.
dedicated focus is?
No, I don't know.
Dedicated would come from having like a special talent that applies where you get to essentially count your department or discipline number as though it was double what it was for getting successes.
4 successes.
Nice.
You did it.
4 successes.
So your impact is the department you're going to use. You could use the ship's department or your department.
So we still have to get the roll for the ship also.
Oh, the ship too. Yeah, roll for the ship.
So what are we rolling on the ship? I have the ship open here. Computers and science.
Computer science, probably.
Yeah.
So just the one for the ship, and whenever you're rolling for the ship, it always counts as though you've got a focus. The ship just always has a focus that applies essentially.
Yeah, and it's only 1 dice, isn't it, for the ship? Or is it 2 dice?
It'd be 1 die, yeah.
Why did it roll 2?
2 successes.
I thought the ship was 1 dice, but okay, maybe it's 2. So we got 4. So 2 would be momentum. So you gain 2 momentum, and your impact is 3. Take away 1 resistance, so you gain 2 off the Borg scan thing. So, if you hit like a break point, like 6 and 9, then I'll give you some props there. So helm.
Anything for using that focus?
Yeah, it would have gave you more successes if you click on the roll results. It would have told you in the roll here. Would you roll? You got a 1, 15. If you roll under your department, you get 2 successes. That's what the focus does. If you roll 1 dice under your department, you get 2 successes. Okay, so yeah, so you're almost analyzing that Borg scan, or you're a third of the way there. So now we're back to the
Pilot is going to make the
helms roll.
next roll.
Pilot.
Okay. We'll go for another momentum.
Yep.
Okay, Dice, I need you to understand something. It's very simple. We need to roll low. Low means 10 or less, ideally. Maybe 1 through 5. When you're rolling 15, 16, 17, 18, I do not want to see these numbers. 19 and 20, very bad, very bad.
Oh.
That's what I get for talking to the virtual dice.
Did you tell it to roll 19 and 20? Because it sure did.
They were the last words out of his mouth.
Yeah, and actually, you need 3 successes, right? Or what do you need? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
you
this is
roll
a difficulty 3 test, so I guess we'll check the ship, but
this is
it's
where
not
you got
looking
to.
good.
This is where you got to give me threat, man. You got to give me threat for more dice. Well, you had momentum too, but to use for more dice.
Yeah.
So you didn't get enough
We need to roll the
successes.
ship too.
I don't think you guys want me rolling more dice. I'm going to be real.
The ship? What's the ship? I have it open.
Be
1d4 after shields.
engine con.
Engines con. Okay.
3 after shields.
Let me go ahead and roll for the ship.
Them asteroids.
Oh, you got it. Okay. So your impact is you gain 2. And that's another 2 hours off. So it's been 4 hours. So the ship.
All right.
If
we
the
make
Borg
that
ship was
turn
still
off
coming
the-
at you,
to the
it would
left.
be 6 hours away if it was still heading towards you.
I run another scan for obstructions.
Sure.
Captain.
Run the scan. Let's keep some eyes open for him.
Keep it at 2 dice.
You can take a momentum if you want to.
Take a momentum. Okay. So I will add a die.
And
I don't think I added a die. Did I roll
Okay.
3 or 2?
you gain. Okay, you got to do the ship now.
Sensor science.
Okay.
Okay.
And just the one die.
14.
There's a complication.
So too many die.
The complication is I'm gaining
There's
2
a
threat.
14 to count.
I'm getting 2 threat. That's what the complication is.
Yeah, at this point, we're well
Still
past
threatened.
5% chance for complication range in this game.
Yeah, what's the one?
Yeah.
It's like a 50% complication range.
Yeah, so
it's rolling pretty high.
the Borg are scanning your ship. They need 4 successes. And I'm going to use...
Don't they need more since we broke their scan
Yeah.
ability a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they need
may-
4.
Yeah, but they're inside the nebula now trying to scan.
That's why they need 4, yeah. They needed 1 to get you normally. But the nebula gives it another 2. And then your special camouflage technique gives it to 4. So they need 4 successes. And so I'm going to use a threat. 2 threat. So that brings me to 0. 1, 2. So I got 4 dice. Another 2 dice.
And they have a complication. That's wonderful. 1 success and a complication.
Oh, I gotta get my ship to go too.
Vision's 2020. All I'm seeing is 20s on the board.
3 successes. Ugh. And there's a complication.
And a complication.
Complication.
Spark plug died.
Good
More
work, crew.
asteroids.
We
The
seem to be
asteroids
hiding
god.
from them pretty well.
Yeah, the Borg cube
Yeah.
the engines backfire.
Yeah, I guess the
There's a
Borg are
big
confused.
explosion around.
But the only problem is you wouldn't know what the complication is, right? So,
Right.
but I
Well,
like to
if
keep
it-
everything
it-
open, right, for the audience, so they know what's going on too. So that means you got to know what's going on.
Well, in all fairness, if the complication was they, sent out a sensor ping and revealed their position quite dramatically to us,
I can go for that, sure. I was going to give them make it a difficulty 5 next one, but yeah, I can go for that. How about their position? Hawk 2 sees a little blip on his board there. Signature of the Borg came in and out faintly. There must have been like an open patch in the nebula connecting the two of you. It was maybe thin. So you got a position
where
on.
they're at. They're not coming towards us.
Yeah, they're coming at you're going on. You're going at 10 o'clock, and they're headed on 12 o'clock course. They're about 6 hours away from you. at impulse
What?
drive, what you're traveling at.
They're 6 hours away, and they're not on a direct course for us anymore.
No.
Right. All right. Let's see if we can make another. Let's make another maneuver with the ship. And so let's see what you got.
Aye, Commander. Hopefully we've cleared all the asteroids by now.
Well,
Before
he has a plus on because he made his last sensor roll too. So
before Yakov rolls, Talus is going to go over to Yakov's station and just say, Ensign, you've been trained. You know how to do this. Take a breath. Do the job. And if at all possible, I'd like this to count as an assist from me.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Yes, Commander. Roll a 1.
So close.
Yeah. Yep.
Two
But you got
successes.
2 successes.
Ship and
look at
assist.
the ship.
And you could give me threat.
And I'll roll.
Don't forget.
Please,
But
please
wait.
give me threat, please.
And that's engine's con for the ship.
Yeah.
Is that what we said? Okay.
Yeah. And so I'll roll my assist. So I can't really justify anything other than presence command on this, but I'm pretty sure my focus in composure would work, given I was trying to help our intrepid ensign be composed.
Like it.
Nice.
So total of 3 successes.
That's enough. And so you will gain another 2. So you hit the center of the nebula. And the difficulty goes up to 4 because it's very thick now.
But hopefully, if it's thicker and harder for us, poor choice of words, hopefully it's also more difficult for the Borg to track us. Hopefully.
Very California class.
The Borg are going to do a scan. And I'm gonna roll the ship. Actually, I forgot too. I get momentum too, right? My momentum's threat.
Yeah, and you're kind of out of threat at the moment.
You're out of threat.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Don't worry. Just get me to roll something. I'm sure I'll give you threat.
Yeah.
Here you go. I'll even voluntarily.
All right, let's Hawk 2, go ahead and scan ahead, see if you can figure out something out. This seems to be much worse than where we've been out. See if you can scan to help out our helmsman there.
Can I use some of this extra momentum, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we'll drop that down 1, please.
Very
3
nice.
successes.
Nice.
In the
Okay.
ship.
So you gain 1 momentum, and he gets 1 impact. Okay, I forgot the ship. I always forget the ship.
It's got a complication again, though. 1 more success, so 3 successes.
The complication gives me 2 threat.
And I think you're only supposed to be throwing 1 for that.
I'm taking 2. I know. Honestly, I think it's 2, but I'll double check. You guys
I
continue.
don't matter. You're the one saying.
I'll
My
double
second
check.
guy keeps giving us that That second die is the one that keeps giving us the complication, though.
Well, this time it was the first one. So
Was it the first one? All right.
Can't
I
win
wasn't
for
sure.
losing.
but
I'll
no,
verify that.
A complication getting banked is 2 threat. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And how many momentum did we gain? 2?
1 or
One,
2. Yeah,
okay.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. So
2 momentum.
oh, okay. So yeah.
Okay, so it's up to the helm, man. Are you gonna give me threat to make sure you get 4 successes, or what? Or you got 3 dice, so you got.
I'm gonna give it all she's got, Commander.
Go ahead and
so that gives you 2 extra dice, so you got
use the
4.
momentum.
Yep, I'm gonna go for it. Use up
That's
the
2
momentum
extra
here.
dice for the momentum.
You
You
could-
just
you
gave me
could-
3 points of momentum.
Yeah.
You get another dice for 1 threat. Have a 5.
Oh, is that how we'll run it? You
It's
just
up to
need
you.
that one more threat, huh?
Go ahead and give him one more threat. And take
It's
the other die.
tempting.
So you got
Go
5
ahead,
dice.
I, Commander, transferring threat into dice pool.
There you go.
620s, 220.
2 complications and 2 successes.
Two complications.
I tried to warn
Whoa.
you guys.
Oh. Okay.
Wow, that's
You-
brutal.
You're
Let
running
me roll
Windows.
engines and con and see if I can help with the ship.
Who hired this pilot?
But is the helm console running Windows Vista? Do I
Oh,
need
wow.
to do an
Oh, another
update or
3
something?
complications.
It's a
Okay.
Mac.
So
Yeah,
what I'm
it-
gonna
it
do
works, Captain. It's XP.
here's
3 complications out of 6 dice. That is a 50%.
here's the 3 complications. The first 2
Oh my
are
gosh.
you hit 2 asteroids. Is the first 2.
Ouch.
Can we have
So-
sound effects?
And that's 2d4 off your shields. 5.
5 points. That's not too bad.
Did you already do that? Are you guys taking it off? Yeah, I guess you took it off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
Take off, yeah.
Okay, and the last complication is the explosions from your shield gave a signal that the Borg now know your position. Which you don't know that, but not. You might know that if you scan.
Not-
You
not-
could
Our next scan.
scan and find them coming at you, but so
Yeah, we can guess after 3 explosions like that. We can guess they might know where we're at.
Captain, should I run another scan after we've been hit?
Yeah, let's run another scan.
We don't have anything to spend anymore.
I know, all that was just to blow the momentum.
1 success, sir.
Jeez.
Right on the money, only 1.
Alright, let's do sensors
How do we
con for
get
the
5
ship.
successes? Anything?
you get
Sensor
momentum.
science
You get extra
for the-
momentum.
Sensor science? Okay.
Each success you get over what you need, you get a momentum.
Alright. Yeah, there we go. 2 successes.
There you go.
So how many you got total?
3
Three.
successes.
3 in total.
You need 4.
To scan for the board?
Oh, you're scanning for the Borg? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was the science one.
This is the
Okay.
science one.
Sorry, sometimes I'm thinking I don't really listen to you guys. But okay, so you're scanning for the Borg, and yeah, so you pick up the Borg vessel,
You're not even married. Yeah.
and it's headed. It's now headed towards you.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a little bit
Alright,
further
we need to
away
make
because
another
it's
turn.
7 hours away, headed towards you.
Yeah, let's make another turn. It doesn't know where it's at. It just probably picked a blip up from the last explosion. So let's make a turn. Let's. You said we're about what at 10 o'clock.
Well,
So let's.
I have an idea. I could launch a sensor mimicking our transmission and electrical signature and shoot it in back towards the nebula or in a disparate direction. It may cause some confusion. I don't know if it'll work, but
That is also a good idea. Let's try to make that turn so we're at 9 o'clock, and let's also send that back and send it directly at the Borg ship, like we've turned or heading back towards them.
okay. It will be a launch probe, and it's a minor action for me, sir. I guess I don't have to roll.
Yeah, and everybody,
You launch a sensor probe.
you got your. Everybody has their what they can do at their console chart, right? That might give
Yeah,
you
yeah,
some
yeah.
ideas.
Yeah, so that's what I'm using here. Launch probe is a minor action. Launch a sensor probe, and it says in order to study a situation or phenomenon, but hopefully we rewired it. Sensor operation, major actions may determine range from probe's location rather than from ship. The probe can be targeted as if it is a small craft. So I'm able to do that, I guess, without a roll. If we have to maybe do maybe an engineering roll to convert that probe to more of a beacon, a replicate beacon. If you want me to roll, I'll do that.
Well, I could configure or attempt to configure the probe to as
And
a
that's only if we
decoy.
need to launch. I have a minor action, free minor action that I can do as launch probe. GM question is, do we need to convert that to a replicant signal?
I'm gonna say just to save time because we're getting near the end of the session. No, just be able to launch it.
All right, so we launch that probe where the captain said.
Okay, roll. Um, does it
Don't
say you
need
got?
to.
Doesn't say you don't need to roll. Okay.
It's a minor action. It says,
Okay.
right?
So you
Yep.
launched the probe
Pretty sure
out
I can
there.
do that without doing anything.
Yeah. And yeah, you've done that. Anybody else?
Is that going to net us any momentum on the 3 successes?
Or maybe it'll cause a resistance to them.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you should have gained that before. Like you get 2 momentum from that,
Okay.
and that's
I
your
was thinking maybe the probe will increase their resistance in tracking us.
Okay. I'll say or that I got to see if they're fooled by it. You know what I mean? They might see.
Whatever whatever you want.
Yeah.
I just threw out some ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good. And so I'm going to use 2 threat, and there's a large asteroid about 50 meters wide coming directly on your starboard side of the ship. Right, it's going to hit your ship.
Well, let's cut to the left. Like we were going to turn to 9 o'clock. We should be able to avoid it. That's a piloting roll, right?
Indeed, our helm's in control.
Helms dictates you figure that you don't have time.
Got it. Yeah, well, we'll make the maneuver
Shoot
as best
that
we can
fucker.
to avoid it, but if there's nothing else to do, then we may have to blast our way forward. So I happen to have phasers here as a focus. I don't know if that would assist me with knowing the capacity for the ship's weapons at all, but I'm more than happy to push the button.
Well, that would be Tactical's job, but you would realize with your phaser knowledge that you could probably blow the asteroid to smithereens with a good shot.
Yeah, I'll just give out the order without even thinking. Fire phasers!
That would be you,
Captain,
correct?
we can't avoid it.
Tactical is our tactical officer back at the bridge?
Yeah, he's on the bridge.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, fire phasers.
Daydreaming about green women a little bit.
Yep. Okay, so that is going to be I presume that is going to be control security or control command or
control security and your ship's weapon security.
okay.
You're using energy weapon, so the difficulty is 2.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 momentum on this to get 1 extra die. So that's going to be I'm trying to remember how to did somebody already take the one momentum off?
We got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain's got
Okay. Cool. Okay, so let me just check this. Okay, that's perform task. That's gonna be 3 dice in the pool. And yeah, let's roll, and no weird complications or anything like that, right?
No.
Not yet.
it. Unless you roll.
Rolling.
Ooh, that looks good.
Oh,
4
yeah.
successes.
That's great. You want me to roll the ship?
Yeah, yeah. You
Do we need to even roll the shit with that?
We don't have a choice, right?
Yeah, just the 1 die.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
5 successes.
Yeah, you only need 2, so you gain 3 momentum. But the most you could have is 6 momentum. So you're at max. Yeah. And
They were 5, yeah.
and so
I think.
that, well, you didn't get no complications, so I'm not going to say the board could see you. And then you let loose a probe that may confuse the Borg.
All right, so let's see if we can maneuver out of here, Anson.
And
Aye, aye, Captain.
I would like to use an action to assist the ensign. I have actually great piloting skills, and I can use one of my command abilities to assist him and another person. I need to.
Okay, we're still difficulty 4 here.
yeah,
I'm thinking I'll buy 2 dice.
I'm thinking I should have made like a little overview map, bird's eye map of the ships. Maybe I'll do that for the next session.
Yeah, let me get that rolling.
It's on the bridge again. There we go.
All right.
5 successes.
nice.
So you gain
nice.
another 2. And
Well, plus the ship.
plus the ship.
Plus
I
I'm
always forget the
assisting.
ship.
Okay, so
Well, if
I have
you
a.
roll your assist,
So
I'll roll for the ship.
that's control con, right? For the for my assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're directly assisting the piloting, yeah.
Yeah. And it's 1 die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, any assist is 1 die.
All right,
Nice.
that's 6 successes.
And I'll roll for the ship.
7. So you
7
gain
successes.
you gain 3 momentum. And everybody, we're gonna call it there, okay? Because it's getting late.
All right,
Okay,
what did we
good.
get? Did we gain anything on our nebula?
Yeah, you gain 2 on the nebula. Whenever you succeed the difficulty, you gain impact minus resistance off on the chart. So, okay, guys.
All right, working as a team now.
Yeah, it's kind of like Katie Art, thanks for coming out, man. Thanks for chatting it up and staying with us the whole show. We're kind of new at this game, so it's going a little slow, but we're just getting the rules slowly but surely. So this was more of a
Katie, you in Australia too? Where's KDR Pat? He in Australia too?
I'm not sure.
Or her? Whoever? Them?
Yeah.
Sorry, old guy. Them?
Yeah, Omega, we are getting the rules, but don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. It's we're doing it really good.
You know, you sending me my sensor panel helped me out. That you posted that page for my sensor table, so that helped me launch that probe today. So thank
Yeah.
you for that.
That was
I
a
do
lot of
read
fun, you
rules
guys.
occasionally.
Yeah,
I
that was
agree.
pretty cool. Are you gonna come back and join us again, Jay?
Well, I'd certainly like to if there's ever an opening. It's a nice thing you guys got going on here. Obviously, my first character attempt, maybe I should have put a little more investment into my piloting. Maybe I should have had a talk with those dice pre-game chat.
That's
That was
okay.
crazy
I think
amount.
the dice were the problem. I mean, you keep
Wow, we
rolling
had
20s like that. It doesn't matter how you set your character.
we were running about a 50% complication rate. That was rough there.
Felt like it.
I was this close to telling you, no, aim for the asteroids, and then when you roll the complications, you miss.
There we go.
Well, we'll laugh on it when I rank up, hopefully.
Yeah, good
Hopefully I
night,
live that
KDR.
long.
Uh,
I'm feeling like that kid out of Galaxy Quest, just scraping the whole time while everyone's like awkwardly holding their breath.
Yep.
well, the thing is, we got a lot of
Drinking
demand.
it,
We only got 5 spots, and Beauregard's
But, you know, we
in
can
on
make
this
this
too.
like a Westmark, so it stays filled. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
so basically, all I can say, yeah, because Quixote's got first dibs on that spot. That's his spot. So Jake Lou,
But the odds of
yeah,
I was gonna
Jake,
say, the
yeah,
odds of
one person not playing, right, are pretty good, right?
yeah.
So we
I'd be
got
happy to try to fill. Yeah, I
Yes,
should
yeah.
have most of my Mondays around, and I
Well,
really like playing. It's a great chance to learn the rules.
this game runs
Looks
every
like
2
you
weeks.
got some
So
background in Star Trek already. You already got the suit.
yeah, and then we got
Wow.
Beauregard that's on the list too. So they're both like on the call, right? So you guys just hang around every 2 Mondays, and I'll let you guys know if there's a spot open, right?
Coyote dropping?
No, he
Oh,
can.
no, he just couldn't make it.
Yeah, he's got alien. He's got family and everything. He's got alien tomorrow, so it falls on the alien
Yeah,
week.
so he's not going forward in this.
Yeah, he is. He just can't play all the time.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, if you guys get an open spot, try to let me know that weekend. I'll whip up a character if I need to, and maybe I can keep kind of playing the ensigns sort of thing.
yeah, or you could just play you could do a new one or play the same one, whatever. It's
Yeah,
up to
whatever
you.
I think
works.
that's the good thing about like a West March kind of thing with these secondary characters as well. If we're light, we can throw a secondary character in. We all get to control that if I read it right. And I'm running a West March in Fire Report, and I'm thinking, well, how do you not chuff anybody's feelings? And I'm like, well, it's your spot until you miss the spot, and then whoever fills that spot gets that spot. So it's a weird thing because I've been thinking about this for the last month about how do I run a West March, and keep everybody's spots open because it's hard once you get involved and you get moving in the game and you start picking up on the thing. Unless you're watching the replays, it's kind of hard to stay in the action. So it's almost kind of you got to figure out as a GM like some kind of rule system of how a West March or spots stay filled. You know what I'm saying? And I know may not be thinking about this, but I mean, it's just something I've experienced around West Marches,
Well, Star Trek's pretty good for that because you got like a couple hundred people on a ship,
Yeah,
right?
you can really switch it out. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
I'm
the
looking
hard
forward
thing
for
is
us to. I'm looking forward for us
managing
to like
actual
go
people.
explore on a planet, like go down as a landing party on a planet. That's why I was wanting to go to that new habitable planet so we can go
Yeah.
explore on the planet.
But I think
There's like two sides here to Star Trek. There's the spaceship exploration, and then there's like actually where you go down and encounter fun things that can kill you, or bring back troubles. So
yeah,
Well, that's why I thought it was crazy going right to the Borg right away because they're like the ultimate enemy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's why
More
we're
of them.
running away from them. That's why we're
Yeah,
fleeing
yeah.
like the cowards we are at the moment.
Like, I mean, I thought like when I first looked at this book and I started looking at the first season of Star Trek again, I'm like, man, you could just fill this with these little one-shot adventures, you know. But we get the Borg. But now we left it with the Borg.
Right now, we run away from them. That's what we do with the Borg.
I'm telling you,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think you gotta inject Hawk 2 with some kind of virus and just to have them take them.
I think part of it is, and I say this not as a criticism, just observation. Omega likes a certain type of horror campaign, and the Borg were the best way to move in that direction.
You know, I heard him make that argument last week.
There's
It's
there's
like, I just
several.
think
Yeah.
it's a little much to take on
Well, there are
the
several
Borg.
several episodes in the different Star Treks that are very much horror episodes where they go down to the planet and that are really like horror. So there's some nice ones there to explore.
I think
Yeah.
psychological horror is a lot scarier than bullets and monsters
Well,
and
yeah.
you know.
The Borg, it doesn't mean the Borg going to be with you the whole time. It just, right
Yeah,
now
I
they
know,
are,
I know.
right?
We just
Yeah.
got to get away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
just trying
that's
to
Get
escape the
out
Borg.
of this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't help the captain at all if they come and
Yeah, what
take
about
our ship
Spec?
apart.
What are we
Right
gonna
now,
go
we
get?
can't do anything for him. If we can't
Yeah.
find anything to get through their shields or stuff, that's why we're doing this other stuff to kind of work through. See,
You know,
When,
I'm sure
Chance.
we know.
I think it works better with having uh a captain who isn't the GM also. It's like fighting double duty there. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
maybe
Yeah,
we
that's why
just
I
get
got rid of
rid of
him. That's why I
fuck
got
'em.
rid of him.
Fuck
That's why.
Spec.
Yeah. Well, that's why
yeah.
I,
Well, right now, Spec's not on my mind because it's a suicide mission for us to go up against that cube. I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
yeah.
either
Yeah,
they're
but
just gonna take
Tarek,
us, assimilate us, but
Tarek might
I
be
figured
upset
that's
as
why
a
you
fellow
exited too,
Vulcans.
Omega.
You're leaving Tarek might be upset and leaving a fellow Vulcan behind. But
I don't think Tarek is upset because Tarek's
oh yeah, he's
not.
Vulcan.
Well, Tarek can speak for himself, but I don't think he's too upset about it.
That emotion.
Yeah, the captain. Yeah, Tarek's view, frankly, is that the captain got far too wrapped up in trying to save the refugees, didn't keep his eye on the ball, and got grabbed as a consequence.
Like it.
The cap,
Yeah,
as
the
you saw
first
in the previous
officer
session,
wanted to leave.
yeah,
Our Vulcan's
yeah,
smarter than everybody. I like it.
Yeah, the first officer was trying to leave. The captain kept saying, "Oh, we need to scan the Borg ship."
But he doesn't ever get animated enough because of the lack of emotion to argue his point. He should have just listened to the Vulcan.
yeah, yeah. I hope I hope I've been conveying the dispassionate and somewhat flat affect of the Vulcans effectively. By the way,
I really
Oh,
like
yeah.
the way
well
you're
done.
doing the Vulcan security officer. The way you're doing it, I think, is great.
Yeah.
Actually,
thanks.
I was acting.
So
Well, that was fun, everybody. Had a great time
it
with this game.
was.
that was
Uh,
actually really fun. Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
momentum thread aspect of it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, the aspect where you kept getting a bunch of threat, like anytime you wanted.
Yeah, and I got an excuse to throw shut stuff at you, right?
Yeah,
No
okay.
kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm limited
Well,
to how much I could throw.
We've been thinking about November here as well, and I got this Irish beard, so it doesn't really grow in or much, but there's a day's worth of stubble there for men's health, and I know it challenges a lot of us, especially as we get older. And some of the things, I struggle with my head a lot, and so I know we kind of wanted to kick that out there for November, and I think some others have been thinking about it as well.
Yeah.
The eagle-eyed among you might notice that I look slightly different to how I did 2 weeks ago. This blue was not a natural hair color for me. Just in case there's any doubt, I didn't mix up the cosplay with blue skin, white hair instead of white skin, blue hair for Andorians. It just happened to work out that way. By the
It
way,
fits good.
that wasn't part of the plan. yeah, instead of growing a mo, I'm actually doing the blue hair as part of Movember for that for men's health. So mental health, prostate, testicular cancer, the whole shebang. And so I'm guessing most people who would be watching who don't already have some connection with me would be in the United States. So when I ask for anyone to consider donating, keep in mind my target for donations is in Australian dollars, which not great in comparison to American dollars. So I figure that's where
saving money,
the currency
guys.
most people would be dealing with. So yeah, if you want to make a contribution and you want to get basically bonus value for it by being able to say, hey, I donated this much, but it only cost me this much. Yeah, go for it. But be my guest. But yeah, if I might just pop it in the chat. If you I have to say the URL, movember.com/m/echo-aj. You can see my no, I'm not going to use an adjective. You can see my face there. And yeah, any and all donations greatly appreciated. Hoping to hit $526 Australian, which would be a record, because this is the 9th year that I've done this, 3rd year that I've done it this way. And yeah, hoping to build on previous successes. But
AJ, do you know of any differences in men's health across? Australia's a long way from a lot of us here on the west side of the world, and we have a Canadian in the group, has a healthcare that is pretty amazing. We all struggle here in the States for our healthcare. Maybe you could share a little about the challenges Australians face, particularly.
Yeah, I mean, on the particularly on the mental health side of things, yeah, it's
Expensive here. We don't
po-
treat for that in the States as well. You got to pay
yeah,
for it out of pocket pretty much.
so we've got it a little bit better than that in terms of the financial side of things. There's I don't know a whole lot of detail in comparison, but certainly there is coverage available for, and I would imagine a lot cheaper than it would be under our healthcare system. But one of the, I suppose the bigger issues for us around mental health is the more the cultural aspect. So things like just being able to go, hey, I have this issue. I should talk to someone about it. I should see a professional to actually seek out this help. And yeah, it's very very much no, if you do that, you're soft, you're
The rugged
weak, you're
individualism of the
Yeah, yeah.
typical,
Put
the rugged
yeah,
individualism of the
put the link
atypical
in there.
Australian doesn't
Put
like
the
to admit
link.
that we all suffer.
You can put the link
Yeah,
if you
put the
got it.
link in
very much.
there.
We have
Before
that
we
here.
go,
Yeah,
I'd like to say something also. Today in the United States is Veterans Day. I'd like to throw out a thank you to our resident veteran. That would be you, Bob, right? And so, and I'd like to say thanks to all the veterans out there.
For
Today
sure.
is Veterans Day for us.
100%.
We're
Thanks
not
for serving,
suckers or
Bob.
losers.
There we go.
All right, guys. Peace out. It's been a fun
Thanks,
day,
Eric.
and glad we're all friends where we can all learn and grow.
And everybody take
Yep.
care of yourselves. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.
yeah, folks.